out to Feather Talk Wrestling, and it is now time for your WWE Friday Night SmackDown review from last night, and what a show it was. Very, very interesting. So yes, we are now officially going to be ranking the show. So 1 to 4 is bad, 5 to 6 is average, and 7 to 10 is good. But we have to go through the whole show to be able to rank it at the very end. So let's get right into the review of WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Let's get reviewing it. So it all started with the Kevin Owens show. The first one on WWE SmackDown, and his special guest was Daniel Bryan. And yes, this was actually interesting because Kevin Owens suggested an idea on that show of him and Daniel Bryan being a tag team. And that could actually help change the whole WWE tag team division in SmackDown. Even though we have got quite a few good teams in it already. It's like 3 that could challenge the Street Profits. But Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan would be a good tag team together, in my opinion. But we'll just have to see how it all goes. If they do actually want to do it, I assume that we might hear some more about it next week. But of course, there was a few distractions. We saw Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode come out, and then Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro came out, and then on SmackDown, the first match to kick off the show was an 8-man tag team match. Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan and the Street Profits were in the team against Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. And that kicked the whole show off. And it was brilliant, in my opinion. It's an absolutely brilliant match to start the whole show. And yes, I'm looking forward to see what's going to be happening with this tag team division, especially on SmackDown, because I don't actually know what's going to happen on Raw, because like the only good tag team on it are the New Day. And it might actually be the only tag team on it. I don't know, it just confuses me a bit. What WWE gonna do? Don't forget they have got Miz and Morrison on it. Don't forget that, which I've just remembered. But I don't know what WWE else gonna do. What else are they gonna do on that Raw tag team division? But we're not talking about Raw, we're talking about SmackDown, and they've got they've got an alright tag team division at the moment. So, yes. But of course, we did see Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens and the Street Profits pick up the victory with an amazing frog splash, as always, by Montez Ford. It's just amazing every time he does it. It's absolutely amazing. The commentators were like, oh, wow, that's just absolutely amazing. It really was absolutely amazing to me. He's always doing them, and it is really good. It is really, really good. But after that, we saw Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn backstage, because in the KO show, which I forgot to mention, Daniel Bryan says he would like what he would like to see happen on SmackDown is a championship being defended week in, week out, every single week on SmackDown. And he thinks that should be the Intercontinental Championship, which of course, Sami Zayn is holding, and Sami Zayn wasn't happy with what Daniel Bryan had to say, but yeah. And then after that, it literally just cut to the courtroom of Otis versus The Miz in the courts, which we've been waiting for bloody weeks now, and we've actually got it. And yeah, so we had our part 1 of it, which was interesting. The Miz was putting his case forward, saying we need to have a worthy challenger to be Money in the Bank, and that's me. That's what he said. Well, not me. He meant himself, The Miz. But yeah, so he wasn't talking about me personally. But yeah, moving on. And then Otis said, and then it was Otis's time to talk, and then he said, I think I should be Mr. Money in the Bank because I won the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then the lawyer, I believe it was, for Miz and Morrison said, the Miz and Morrison were literally just laughing, and then the lawyer said, that is quite a good argument, and then Miz said, you're fired, and then the lawyer was nowhere to be seen for the rest of the court matter. But yeah, so that was part 1 over, and it was to be continued, so, and now it's going to be continued on this reviewing show later. But, yes, it was then time for Shorty G versus Lars Sullivan. So Shorty G was having a talk before the match saying, oh, just blah, blah, blah. He's just saying, I'm not happy that I didn't get drafted to Raw or SmackDown, but he was on SmackDown having a fight against Lars Sullivan. And then Lars Sullivan came storming out, and then the match went on for about 2 minutes. It might have even been less, I don't know. And then Lars Sullivan absolutely destroyed Chad Gable. Even though Chad Gable got some bit of momentum going, it didn't really pay off. Lars Sullivan absolutely destroyed him. I don't actually know Lars Sullivan destroyed him, obviously. And then, now, at the end of the match, so Lars Sullivan won. But at the end of the match, Shorty G quit WWE. See, he quit as Shorty G, but I'll tell you a bit more about that later. Moving on, about him quitting a bit more. So, yes, but for now, Shorty G has quit WWE. And so after that, we saw Sasha Banks we saw Bayley out, and then Sasha Banks came out trying to force Bayley to sign the contract for their SmackDown Women's Championship match, which we are going to see at Hell in a Cell. And as we saw, Sasha Banks signed it last week, but Bayley didn't. But in the end, Sasha Banks said she would do anything to make Bayley sign the contract, which she did. She made Bayley sign the contract by getting the chair, putting Bayley's head into the chair, and then forced Bayley to sign the contract, which was, wow, very, very interesting there. And then after that, about a minute later, I get to tell you something about Shorty G after actually telling you that he just quit. So what happened was, Adam Pearce went back to check on Shorty G, saying, are you all right? Am I hearing things? Did you actually just say that you quit? Shorty G was like, yes, I did quit. And then he was going on and on. And then he said, right, this isn't me. I can't be asked accepting who I really am. And so I now want to bring, I know someone who can bring the best out of me. And that's my old self. Chad Gable is going to be back. Well, Chad Gable is Shorty G, but he believes the Chad Gable version of him is going to be better. So next week, we're going to see Chad Gable, basically. So, yes, no more Shorty G, thank God. I've got to say, I haven't actually enjoyed this whole Shorty G character. I'm glad it's done. Chad Gable, when he was Chad Gable, he had a lot more success with Jason Jordan in the tag team, but now he's not a tag team. He's not in a tag team anymore, but he might have a better singles run. I don't actually think he's ready for a title, but yeah, but a match. Well, there was another match which I've literally just missed out on, which was Bianca Belair versus Zelina Vega, and Bianca Belair absolutely destroyed her. But look, Bianca Belair has got the talent to win the SmackDown Women's Championship, but before WWE want to do that, you need to just stick her in the ring with better competitors instead of Zelina Vega. I know she's fought, one of the commentators, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, were saying is, look, Zelina Vega's had quite a few good matches with the Raw Women's Champion Asuka when she was on Raw, but obviously she failed to win. But look, seriously, we need to have Bianca Belair getting a few rivalries or feuds, whatever you want to call them, with better women's wrestlers, more experience, the better. And then after that, we can finally get Bianca Belair to where we all want her to be in the SmackDown Women's Champion, in the SmackDown Women's Championship match. That's where we want her to be. Well, I want her to be there anyway. So yeah, that's what we all want. And then after all of that, it was time for Seth Rollins versus Buddy Murphy. It was an absolutely amazing match. And that's probably the match of the night. I mean, it was just brilliant. But to be completely honest with you, look, Seth Rollins ended up winning. But what's the point of having these feuds? Seth Rollins just keeps on bloody winning. But, yes, and then, Aaliyah Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's daughter was watching from backstage, looking really worried about Murphy. And then in the end, when Seth won, Seth had a kendo stick. He was going to attack Murphy, and then Aaliyah Mysterio went running out to save Buddy Murphy, her friend or boyfriend, I don't know. But, yeah, and then Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio came running out saying, look, you still can't trust Murphy after what he's done to us. Aaliyah just won't listen to them. And then it looked like they were just about to, and then Buddy Murphy and Aaliyah looked like they were just about to start kissing each other and stuff like that. And then Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio were just staring at them like, what the bloody hell's going on here? And yeah, that's basically what happened. But Seth beat Buddy Murphy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening with the whole storyline with the Mysterios and Murphy. And Seth Rollins is probably still involved in it as well. And then after that, it was time for Roman Reigns to reveal the consequences of what's going to happen if he loses at Hell in a Cell in the Hell in a Cell I Quit match against his cousin Jey Uso in a rematch, and the consequences with what's going to happen to Jey Uso if he loses to Roman Reigns inside Hell in a Cell in that I Quit match. And yes, so basically, if Roman Reigns loses, then he's not going to be the head of the table. He's not going to be tribal chief. He won't be face of WWE. He won't be the Universal Champion because Jey Uso would have won it. But the thing is, if Jey Uso loses, then it's way more bigger consequences. He won't be Universal Champion. He'll have to respect Roman at all times. He'll have to obey orders, and basically, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso will be out of their whole family. Their children, their wives, their children's children, as Roman Reigns said, they will all be out of the family if Jey loses. So yeah, it also goes to Jimmy as well. I can't believe it. And to be honest, I'm actually really looking forward to it. And then the Hell in a Cell started coming down onto the ring, which Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were both stood in. The structure came down really slowly, and yeah, Roman and they were just mouthing words to each other, and then Jey Uso ran and started climbing up the Hell in a Cell. And wow, yes. But what we can't forget is before all that actually happened, Jey Uso beat up Roman Reigns. And he's actually got some momentum. Now, he had the last laugh. Yeah, he did have the last laugh going into WWE Hell in a Cell. But, yes, but to be fair, these consequences, and Jey Uso getting some momentum going into Hell in a Cell has started to get me really excited for it. And I think a lot of people are really excited for WWE Hell in a Cell this Sunday, which is going to be on, and it's going to be really, really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's just going to be a great event, in my opinion, you know. But we're also going to, so I'm going to go through all the matches. So, but Otis versus The Miz has also been confirmed for WWE Hell in a Cell. That's how the court matter ended. So, yeah, so the court matter ended with us now with Otis versus The Miz at WWE Hell in a Cell. So, yes, there's a lot of information to take from that SmackDown going to Hell in a Cell, and I just know it's going to be absolutely amazing. So we're going to see at WWE Hell in a Cell, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in the Hell in a Cell I Quit match. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship inside Hell in a Cell. I don't forget that Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns is also going to be for the Universal title, and then I Quit match with these extreme consequences. Jeff Hardy versus Elias. That feud's been going on, well, Well, the incident happened a few months ago, but yeah, they've gone back to it now. I'm looking forward to it. Otis versus The Miz for the Money in the Bank contract. And Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Hell in a Cell. And yes, but look, I'm really looking forward to this whole Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso one, because the consequences are massive, and I'm just looking forward to it. It's a big family affair, and it's going to be brilliant in my opinion. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, and I think it should actually main event Hell in a Cell. I did say Sasha Banks and Bayley should, but just after hearing the consequences and Jey Uso beating up Roman Reigns to finish off the show, it just got me really excited. I think that's going to be main event, and I actually want it to be main event now, to be honest with you, because it's just going to be absolutely amazing. But, you know, right now we need to be ranking the show 1 to 10. It got me really hyped up for Hell in a Cell. It's getting an 8 out of 10. And yes, it was just absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward for WWE Hell in a Cell 2020. It's going to be very, very interesting. And I think the main event of it's going to be better than... It's going to be a lot better than the main event of Hell in a Cell 2019, where we went on and we saw the match get stopped, where Seth Rollins versus The Fiend for Universal. Oh my god. But yeah, the main event's going to be a lot better, and I mean, yeah, there is only 5 matches, but you can just tell it's just going to be absolutely amazing though, isn't it? So yes, it's all going to be interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching this video of Forever Talk Wrestling. We'll speak to you all soon. Anyway, thanks for watching.